By 2026, cities across the world are about to be transformed forever. A driverless metro 200 kilometers long will encircle Paris, while Mumbai's colossal sea bridge will slash commutes from hours to minutes. These are not just engineering marvels, they are the opening wave of megaprojects set to redefine how entire societies move, live, and use power. But as finishing touches are added, a final question looms. What does it take to turn the world's boldest blueprints into tomorrow's reality? And who stands to gain most from these staggering changes? A new era of movement is unfolding beneath the streets and suburbs of Paris. The Grand Paris Express, stretching over 200 kilometers, is not just Europe's largest transit project, it is a leap into the future of urban mobility. By 2026, the first orbital routes will begin dynamic testing, setting the stage for a fully automated metro network that will change the rhythm of daily life for millions. At the heart of this transformation are driverless trains operating at speeds up to 120 kilometers per hour. These trains run under GOA4 automation, the highest grade of driverless technology, allowing for seamless round-the-clock service. Each train is monitored by advanced control centers, ensuring safety and reliability without the need for onboard staff. This level of automation marks a first for the Paris region and places the city at the forefront of global transit innovation. The expansion is more than just a technical upgrade. With 68 new stations, the Grand Paris Express will knit together neighborhoods long separated by the city's traditional boundaries. Suburbs once considered distant will now be just minutes away from the city's economic and cultural core. For the first time, millions of residents will have direct, rapid access to jobs, schools, hospitals, and entertainment, all without relying on cars. Early projections suggest a 20% drop in suburban car traffic, promising cleaner air and quieter streets across the region. Construction teams have already completed over 90% of the tunneling, carving out vast underground corridors that curve around the city's edges. Above ground, new stations rise with striking architectural designs, many featuring natural light, green spaces, and public art. These stations are designed not only as transit hubs, but as new centers of community life, places to meet, work, and connect. The scale of the project is matched by its ambition. At 38.5 billion euros, the Grand Paris Express is one of the largest infrastructure investments in French history. The economic impact is expected to ripple outward for decades, creating thousands of jobs and spurring new development in areas once left behind. Urban planners see the network as a blueprint for sustainable growth, where technology and civic vision combine to reshape an entire metropolis. As finishing crews install the final rails and test the automated systems, anticipation builds for the first trains to run at full speed. The Grand Paris Express stands as both a feat of engineering and a symbol of civic pride, a testament to what is possible when a city dares to reinvent itself for the challenges of tomorrow. If you enjoyed this look at one of the most transformative projects finishing in 2026, please subscribe to the Titan Builds channel to follow more stories of human ingenuity and large-scale change. Across the Arabian Sea, another mega project is rewriting the rules of connectivity. The Mumbai Trans-Harbour Link, stretching 21.8 kilometers across open water, stands as India's longest sea bridge and one of the most ambitious engineering feats the country has ever attempted. Designed to link the bustling heart of Mumbai to the fast-growing city of Navi Mumbai, it brings together two regions that until now felt separated by more than just distance. For generations, the journey between Mumbai and Navi Mumbai meant crawling through dense traffic, with commutes often stretching to 2 hours or more. In 2026, that reality changes. The new bridge will cut travel time to just 20 minutes, shrinking the city and expanding what's possible for millions. At peak capacity, the 6-lane span is expected to carry over 70,000 vehicles each day, opening up new paths for commerce, education, and opportunity. The bridge's foundations dive deep beneath the tidal waters, anchored by massive pylons designed to withstand earthquakes and monsoon surges. Construction teams navigated shifting currents and unpredictable weather, assembling prefabricated segments with millimeter precision. The main deck, completed in 2024, now supports a ribbon of roadway that seems to float above the sea. In the final stages, engineers have been running load tests, rolling convoys of trucks across the span, to verify its strength under real-world conditions. Every bolt, cable, and joint is scrutinized, ensuring the bridge is ready for the daily rhythm of Mumbai's relentless traffic. As finishing crews install lighting, signage, and safety barriers, another transformation is underway. Tolling systems, some of the most advanced in India, are being readied for seamless electronic collection. Open road tolling will allow vehicles to cross without stopping, reducing congestion and keeping traffic moving at speed. This attention to detail reflects the bridge's larger role, not just a shortcut, but a catalyst for regional growth. By connecting Mumbai's historic core with the emerging economic zones of Navi Mumbai, the link is expected to unlock thousands of acres for new housing, industry, and logistics. Planners predict a surge in investment and job creation, with ripple effects spreading across the wider metropolitan region. The Mumbai Trans-Harbour Link is more than concrete and steel. It is a statement of intent, a signal that India is ready to compete on a global stage of infrastructure. As the sun rises over the completed span, the city's future feels closer than ever. The bridge stands as a promise kept and a foundation for the next chapter in Mumbai's story. In the northwest corner of Saudi Arabia, a bold experiment in urban living is taking shape. NEOM's first modules of the line, envisioned as a 170-kilometer linear city, are now approaching a critical milestone. By late 2026, the inaugural livable zone is expected to stand ready, offering a glimpse into the future of city-making. At its core, the line promises a city with no cars, no streets, and no carbon emissions, an urban spine where people move effortlessly between mirrored facades and vertical parks, all powered by renewable energy. Planners behind NEOM have spent years translating ambitious blueprints into reality. The first modules are not just buildings, they are prototypes for a new kind of urban fabric. Construction teams have pushed ahead with excavation and superstructure work, laying the groundwork for zero-carbon transit systems and advanced water recycling. Inside these modules, engineers are installing smart infrastructure, sensors to monitor air quality, climate controls that adapt to desert heat, and AI-driven logistics hubs that manage daily life with precision. Funding for NEOM remains under close scrutiny. The initial $500 billion vision has faced rising costs and shifting timelines, but the late 2026 target for the first habitable stretch has held firm, at least for now. These opening modules serve as a proving ground, not only for Saudi Arabia's Vision 2030, but for the world's appetite for radical urban innovation. If they succeed, the technology and design principles could ripple outward, influencing cities far beyond the desert. Yet the stakes are high. Every detail, from the mirrored exteriors that reflect the desert sun to the underground transit corridors, is being watched by investors, engineers, and critics alike. The months ahead will test whether NEOM can deliver on its promise, or whether the gap between vision and reality is simply too wide to bridge. Subscribe to the Titan Builds channel for more stories about these defining projects as they move from construction to operational readiness. On the north side of London, steel rails gleam in the morning light as the first high-speed test trains prepare for their run. This is HS2, Britain's most ambitious rail project in a generation, now racing toward its 2026 milestone. Despite years of political wrangling and public scrutiny, the Birmingham leg, once threatened by cancellation, stands as the last major section still on track for completion, a symbol of both national pride and controversy. Engineers ready the line for commissioning trials at 360 kilometers per hour, pushing the limits of British rail technology. These test runs are more than technical exercises, they are public demonstrations watched closely by ministers, journalists, and taxpayers. Each kilometer of new track, each signal system calibrated, is a statement that the UK remains committed to high-speed rail, even as costs have spiraled past £100 billion. Debate over HS2 has raged in Parliament and on the streets. Supporters argue the project is essential for modernizing the country, easing congestion on aging lines and driving growth beyond London. Critics point to the ballooning budget, environmental concerns, and the painful decision to cut the northern extension. The Birmingham section now carries the weight of expectation, tasked with proving that decades of planning and billions in investment can deliver results. Policymakers face the reality that the eyes of the world are on these final months. Every successful trial, every milestone reached, is measured against years of delay and shifting promises. Behind the scenes, teams of engineers work around the clock, balancing technical challenges with the pressure of public opinion. The outcome will shape not only the future of British transport, but also the nation's confidence in tackling grand projects. As the first trains reach full speed on the new line, the stakes become clear. HS2 is not just a railway, but a test of political will, engineering skill, and the country's vision for the future. Far out in the North Sea, a new force in renewable energy is rising. The Dogger Bank wind farm, stretching across 3 phases, is nearing the moment when its full power will flow into the UK grid. Engineers have spent years assembling 95 Haliade-X turbines, each standing taller than the London Eye and capable of generating 13 megawatts. These machines have endured rigorous stress tests with blades designed to survive hurricane-force winds and salt spray that would corrode ordinary steel. In 2026, as the final offshore substations come online, Dogger Bank will reach its full 3.6 gigawatt capacity, enough to supply 6 million homes and cut carbon emissions by over 3 million tons a year. On the other side of the Atlantic, another transformation is unfolding at John F. Kennedy International Airport. The $19 billion redevelopment is entering its final phase, with crews racing to finish the new Terminal 1. This hub will welcome up to 90 million passengers a year, streamlining travel through expanded gates, biometric security, and automated baggage systems. Behind the scenes, teams are running full-scale simulations, testing everything from check-in kiosks to jet bridge operations, so that when the doors open, the transition from construction site to international gateway is seamless. Meanwhile, on Turkey's Mediterranean coast, the Akkuyu nuclear power plant is approaching a critical milestone. After years of construction and a battery of safety checks, the first reactor is set for initial criticality in early 2026. Inspectors from the Turkish Nuclear Regulatory Authority have overseen every step: cold hydro tests, hot functional runs, and the careful loading of nuclear fuel. Only after passing these trials will the plant begin supplying electricity, eventually providing nearly a tenth of Turkey's power needs. For the engineers and operators on site, each successful test is more than a technical achievement. It is a promise of energy security for decades to come. From the windswept waters of the North Sea to the bustling terminals of New York to the high security control rooms on the Turkish coast, these power and hub upgrades are converging on a single year as 2026 approaches. The finishing touches on these megaprojects signal not just completion, but a leap forward for how the world generates, moves, and manages energy and people. At Los Angeles International Airport, the final stretch for the automated people mover plays out like a high-stakes relay. With 95% of the project complete, teams now confront the most unforgiving phase: system-wide testing and integration. Every detail matters. A single missing component, often delayed by global chip shortages, can stall entire segments of the guideway. Project managers gather at midnight, reviewing risk registers and contingency plans, as contractors race to synchronize deliveries across 7 stations and 3 substations. The clock is ticking toward a summer 2026 opening, a date circled for the World Cup and Olympic arrivals. But the last 5% demands more than brute force. Electrical crews must finish intricate fit-outs at the West Central Terminal Area Hub, wiring up electric vehicle charging stations, LED lighting, and real-time parking guidance. Meanwhile, the 9 4-car trains cycle through trial runs along the 2.25-mile guideway, aiming for flawless performance at 47 miles per hour and peak frequencies of 2 minutes. No one gets a second chance at the 72-hour continuous loop test, a non-stop operational trial that stands between the project and its first passengers. Any system failure means starting over. Contractor relationships, already stretched by scheduling conflicts and supply delays, are tested further as each team's work depends on the precision of the last. For Los Angeles International Airport, the smallest snag can ripple outward, threatening to push the opening past the summer deadline. In this final push, it is the invisible details, software updates, sensor calibrations, and last-minute parts that decide whether the world's travelers will step onto a seamless driverless link or wait in line for another shuttle bus. Commissioning is the final gauntlet every megaproject must cross before opening its doors to the world. From the deserts of Saudi Arabia to the coastlines of Australia, the process unfolds in a precise, universal sequence. It begins with integration. Systems that once operated in isolation are connected for the first time. Trains, turbines, security scanners, and control rooms are synchronized, often under the watchful eyes of regulators and technical experts. Every cable, sensor, and software module is checked against design intent, with integration checklists running hundreds of pages. Next comes dynamic testing. For a rail line, this means empty trains accelerating to full speed, braking, and switching tracks under simulated rush hour loads. For energy projects, turbines spin up and down through their full power range, while grid connections are stressed to verify stability. Airports run baggage through miles of conveyors, simulating peak holiday crowds. In each case, operators chase reliability metrics, 99% uptime, 0 critical faults, and flawless emergency responses. Failures trigger instant retests, sometimes forcing entire systems back to square one. Certification is the final hurdle. Independent assessors, whether aviation authorities, nuclear regulators, or transport safety boards, scrutinize results, comb through logs, and demand evidence for every safety claim. Only when every requirement is met does the handover take place. Project teams step back, and operations crews take charge. The first users, pilots, train drivers, and control room operators begin their own rehearsals running through opening day scenarios. In these final days, the mood on site shifts. Years of construction give way to anticipation as a new chapter begins. The world's biggest megaprojects are no longer just blueprints. They are living systems, ready to shape the future. For more behind the scenes on these colossal builds, please subscribe to the Titan Builds channel. Right now, as cranes come down and lights flicker on, over $1 trillion in infrastructure is shifting the balance of cities, economies, and even climate action. With each new opening, the line between vision and reality shrinks. What we build today will define how billions live tomorrow. The future isn't waiting, it's under construction. Subscribe to Titan Builds for more stories shaping our world.